Welcome back, casuals.
G'day,
We
g'day.
have special guests today. Usually we do a big long intro, but I think we'll be here for too long if we name all this fella's accolades
Proper.
and achievements. So, man who needs no introduction, Kyle Feldt.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I reckon if you listen to this podcast, you'd know who this fella is.
Yeah,
Surely.
cheers for coming in, man.
How you been, Felty?
Good, man. Good.
Yeah.
Just getting ready to pack up the house and move
Good deal.
overseas out of this heat. And
Yeah.
enjoy some holidays.
Just talking about that. That's a lot to sort of logistics to fucking organise and all that sort of shit.
Yeah. Well, we got like a whole 32 years of life here, and the wife and the kids. And
Man, you don't realise how much shit you accumulate, bro.
I thought I had fuck all, and then all of a sudden I was cleaning up. I'm like, where did this come from? Like, I thought I threw this out. I had a drone. I brought a drone years ago.
Yeah.
The wife goes, "Oh, did you ever use that?" I said, "No."
Still in the package.
I was like, I think I used it once, and I was like, "Oh." Yeah. She goes, how much you pay for it?" I said, "I actually don't know." And she ended up going through all the receipts and found it. I was like, "Far, I paid that much for it."
It's just been sitting there collecting dust.
Once, I was like,
I've been into that. You think, I've been doing some hikes and shit lately. I'll fucking get into the adventure stuff. I'll make some videos, buy a GoPro, buy a drone.
One video.
Yeah.
Fuck, yeah. That's why these days when I buy shit, I've really got to sit there and think, fuck, will I use this?
Yeah.
But I moved houses recently early in the year, and I did a big mad cleanup, got rid of a heap of shit. And even recently I've been looking at it thinking, fuck, I still could have got rid of more than what I had, man. You just accumulate so much shit.
yeah, it's terrible.
But yeah, so what's that? Have you got everything organised over there? Like everything's the club organises all that for you?
Yeah,
and
so
shit?
we got like that was one of the things I wanted to do is just when I moved there, get a house, car, all the healthcare for me and the family all sorted. And then
Awesome.
so we leave here the 23rd, weekend of 23rd of November.
Oh, right. So you go there for Christmas?
Yeah,
and
yep, that's our plan, and we're
White
staying over
Christmas,
there for staying over there for 2 years and not coming back. So.
It'd be good change up from the heat. Honestly,
Oh, mate.
I love the cold.
Oh.
Like it'd be pretty good.
Riding here on the Harley, I was sweating me ring. I was like, oh, wait.
Wearing all black too.
Yeah, you got to look the part.
Big biker boy. Yeah.
Is that the rules, eh? When you drive the Harley, you can only wear black clothes.
Only wear black. Frowned upon to wear white.
Unwritten law, but bikey 101.
Yeah. No, it's good. So yeah, we got all that sorted. They're paying for flights over there.
Yep.
In the contract, I asked to get my mother-in-law and father-in-law over as well. So
awesome.
They're coming over for the 2 years with us.
Oh, they'll help out with the kids
help out
about
with
it.
the family.
Awesome,
which will
bro.
be good.
Yep.
And then we're just looking at it as like like a working holiday. So
Good on you.
pretty keen about that.
Working holiday with a family.
Yeah,
How cool is that, man?
Give the kids something that like experience that I never had when I
yeah,
was younger, which is
definitely.
pretty cool.
That'll be epic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. We might get into that a bit later, but let's talk about your last year as a cowboy. We'll dive straight into it.
What a good year.
I reckon
What a
probably
ripper
your fucking
bud.
best year. Like
Honestly,
not just being biased or
I
whatever.
don't want to be
but
fanboying too hard, but what a wicked year,
Yeah.
bud. Honestly.
breaking fucking all sorts of records. What, most tries for yourself? No,
Yeah.
for the club.
Yep.
And most tries for yourself across the season.
Yeah, and then most tries in the season for the
Yeah.
club. So
Yep.
I think it was 23 tries for the season,
Yeah.
which was one more than Matty Bowen, and then I think it was 131 tries. I broke that in, I think it was round 5 or round 4 against the Titans at home, and it was pretty
Intercept,
iconic.
was that the intercept pass, bro?
It was pretty iconic.
I was cheering
like,
for that.
It was very iconic. Like when I
Yeah.
got the intercept, I was like, I'd run and I'd finger flick the crowd. I was like, guilty. And then, one of the fellas goes, "Oh, Matty Bowen done that when he scored the Origin try." I knew that he done it, but I didn't like.
Oh, I thought you were doing it as like a
Not.
You just did it in the
no,
moment.
yeah,
There you
no,
go.
just
That's
in the
cool.
moment.
eh?
And then, looking back at it, I was like, I'll tell people, I done it because he done it.
Yeah.
So,
That's what I was thinking.
and after I scored, I remember just like putting the diving, and then I just got up. And just like,
Home crowd.
just because
What a
it
way to
was
crack
just
it too.
like a weight off my shoulders. Like
It would've
going into the year, I knew that I was
Yeah.
only 4 tries off it.
And it was the talk. It was the big talk. Like
and
people
everyone
like,
was
I
like
can.
asking me questions like, "Oh, how you feel about it?" I did all this media. I'm like, get over it. Like,
Yeah.
it's going to happen. I score a lot of tries throughout the year, and then
Yep.
I scored round 1, and then I got one disallowed, and I was like, that'll be right. Like, it's going to be the year that I don't score fuck all.
Sort of like putting it up on a pedestal.
Yeah, and
a
it
little
was
bit,
getting
and then
really
it just-
frustrating. And
Yeah,
I
fair
just
enough,
told our media man, I said, if anyone asks me about the try scoring record, I'm just going to tell them, shove it. Like,
Yeah.
it's going to happen. When it happens, it'll happen. So,
Yeah, good on you.
but
Well, you did it, and you
Yeah.
conquered it by a fair few.
Yeah, I added.
Yep.
Well, I don't even know how many I added to it, but I think it's 151. I think maybe 150. I don't know. I can't
Over
remember.
what's that? 9 years? 2015?
Yeah.
9 years was it?
2013 I debuted.
2013.
Yeah,
Yep. So
it's about 11 years.
11 years.
What's
Yeah.
it like watching someone like Mango, who I know myself personally anyway,
Oh,
growing
man.
up watching fucking footy as a kid. He was the man.
Yeah.
Like, and then breaking his record.
He was the man. Now I'm the man.
Yeah.
Nah,
He had a little dig at you, eh? Did you see that?
Yeah, I've seen
If
that
he
too,
sat out on the wing, he reckons
I'd have
he's
been 13 players, you reckon?
He probably would have played longer too. But, he hated training, so. But yeah, it's like he said. Like I do bugger all. Like, I do have to work for some tries, but some tries are laid on a platter, and I reckon old Tony down the road in his mum's basement could score a few of them. So, but yeah, there's some that you actually have to work for.
Fucking oath. Them
100%,
dives.
the dives, the catches in the air, the like sort of beating off a few players, like three. I was watching your highlights. Beating off players. You had to take it there. This guy. No, I was watching your highlights, and then I was noticing towards the second half of your tries, you were fucking challenging so many of the players, man.
Yeah,
you're actually getting better at like fending off the players.
Yeah, so back in the day, you used to just try and, like, I guess, make it all Larry and try and get to the corner without getting touched. But once I got older and like realised they can use your strength a bit more,
put a bit more meat on.
And I just thought, bugger, why try and do the fancy stuff? But try and like get to the corner with a bit of like competition. And, because at the end of the day, you're up against the winger. It's 1-on-1. Like you want to beat the opposition. And I know if someone scores over me, I'm filthy. I'm like, he beat me, made me look like a peanut, and all of a sudden you get angry and you want to try and get back at them. And so that's what I try to incorporate later on in my career. Which is pretty cool.
Definitely. Yep.
Plus lose a couple of steps in the speed.
Yeah.
Got to challenge them a bit more than pin the ears back, hey? But you had another intercept there the other week, didn't you?
Yeah, that was against the Dogs.
That was good. I was getting a bit shitty with the commentary on that, to be honest.
It was early in the game.
Everyone was fresh. Everyone was fresh. Did you listen to the commentary? But that was putting me off a little bit.
Then I remember the Newcastle one. Like 2 weeks later,
actually that's the one I'm thinking of. That's the one I was
when
getting
I got that one,
with.
I was like, I'm not getting caught here. Not in front of this home crowd. Like, and I was like, fucking go, you bastard.
That was the best game I've ever been to, man. That crowd.
It was loud too.
Was it actually? What was it like being down there? Was that one of the loudest games you've been at, or
unreal.
like home games?
Yeah, unreal. It was like the loudest home game that we've had for a long time, and just I guess running out to like it was like 24,500 or something. Like that's for a home semi. It was unreal. I was like, this is so cool.
Yeah.
And then when I got the intercept, it was like a crucial part of the game too. So we were on like defending our try line for a while. And as soon as I got it, I was like, I need to score.
And you did it twice in a row. Before that, you actually defended a try where you nearly got the intercept, but I think you knocked it.
Yeah, I knocked it back.
Which defended a clear try.
Yeah, KP, Kalen Ponga, like beat a couple and threw the pass, and I just knocked it back. If they got it on the outside, they're scoring, and like, that's a momentum change. And then I think 2 or 3 sets later, I got the intercept off their centre and went 98 minutes, I think it was. Yeah, it was only about 80. It was only about 80 metres.
Well, I lost my voice that night. I think my mate I went with, he lost his voice. It was loud there. Eh?
It was unreal.
What's the because you played a fair few seasons at the old stadium too. What's the biggest difference you reckon?
I think looking like when you're running like to the goalpost, like to either end, looking up and seeing no hill is one of the things that I kind of missed. Like in the start of this new stadium, you're like. Because it's iconic. You play at Dairy Farmers or 1-300 Smiles, and you're looking up, and when you're scoring, you get up, you're like, celebrate the crowd, and then you're like, all these
people
families,
run down to the fence.
The families and the kids are all on the hill, like yahooing and carrying on. The kids are all along the fence line, and now you look up, and you're like, there's just chairs, and you're like, it's cool, but it's not like it doesn't give you that sort of family feel.
It's not as interactive sort of thing.
Which is pretty cool. Like I love that. I love that whole feeling of family being orientated into like. Watching the games. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
What about getting named Cowboys Life member? What does that mean to you? It's pretty special.
It's funny when people ask me that kind of question. When I started playing footy for the Cowboys, I never thought I would play long enough or be able to become a part of that illustrious crew of our club.
Yeah.
Like there's some influential fellas in that group there that are just like have done so much for our club. On and off the field, and now I'm a part of that. I think there's 13 of us, 10 players, 11 players, I think, and a couple other men that have, like I said, are very influential to our club. And when I was writing my speech about becoming a life member, I wrote bugger all. I was like, I can't put into words how much it means to me because I've been a part of the club since I was 15, and looking back at my time there, I've done so much, I've achieved so much, and now I am actually like part of furniture at the club. So it's pretty cool. So it's like, they're more than a footy club to me. They're a family. So it's looking back at it, I'm like, this is unreal. Like I'm a part of like Paul Bowman. Like he was the very first life member. And then you got Matty Bowen, Jonathan Thurston, Gavin Cooper, Matty Scott, Scott Bolton, Jason Tamalolo, like Lawrence Lancini, Peter Parr. Like you got all these.
They shaped the club. All of them names.
All these men have
club.
done something instrumental to put the club to where it is now. Like Jono's done so much for the game, and outside of the game, he built the bloody stadium. Basically, he's the one who got all the money for the stadium.
He got it going. Yeah.
And here I am. All I've done is scored a couple of tries. It's a bit modest, but that's all I've done. Played 200 something games and scored a couple of tries. I'm a life member. So, but that's how much it means a lot to me. Like, and it's hard to put into words exactly how much like it does mean to me and my family. Like mum and dad, I'm from Townsville. I grew up in Dirrigan, so I know how much the club means to the town, the community, and like the footprint of North Queensland. Yeah. And to be held in such high regard as them fellas, it's like, come on.
It'd be surreal.
Here's Kyle Feldt from Dirrigan.
So going off that, like, I don't know how to turn this. Like, I don't want to turn it into some fucking. I don't know how I'm gonna say this, but like, hey, what's your feelings towards not being re-signed then? Like,
it's
because it is business at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, it's a business, but it is. I was a little bit disappointed, obviously, the way that I played this year. Like knowing that like at the start of the year, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I was happy to retire. Like I always said to my wife, I said, when I play 200 games, I'll be happy to retire. Like that's me done. That's a bloody great accomplishment. And I was like, I'm actually feeling all right. I'm playing good footy. I'm really like I'm showing these young kids how it's done. And when I had the meeting with Todd and that, and I was like, didn't really go the way that I planned it. And at the start of this year, I got asked to sign with St Helens, and I was like, nah.
Oh, so you got actually asked that at the start of the season?
Sorry, yes. Before we get into that, like I told St Helens asked me if in February they're like,
approached you?
They approached my manager and said, would you like to come over here for 2 years? And I said, nah, I'm not keen. That's not what I want to do at this time of my life. And obviously started the year really well, played good footy. And then I was like, I'm not ready to give it up. Like I'm feeling good. I'm playing good footy. I've still got a lot left in me. And then when the conversation came about with the coach and that, and I was like, that's I'm not going to be able to do that. Like I'm not going to stay. Like what they offered, and I said, rang my manager as soon as I walked out of that meeting, and I said, St Helen's still on the table. He goes, actually, they just rang me last week and said, are you interested? I was like, yep. So that happened within maybe 3 or 4 weeks. Like it all got agreed upon. I never signed it for ages, just handshake agreement, and then had to get a few things sorted out, like I said, about like the contract with the family going over, the car, house, visas, and all that sort of stuff. So once that all got sorted, and we were allowed to announce it, and I wanted to announce it before the end of the year, just so I could focus on the finals and actually get a good farewell from the Cowboys that I thought I deserved.
Yeah, for sure, 100%, definitely.
Yeah, so when that all happened and it came out, I got a lot of I guess hate messages because they were like filthy about the club not resigning me. Yeah, but I was like, that's not my fault. I've done everything I can, and so it was a tough decision. I know that I was like a bit of a sook. I cried a fair bit over it. Like I know it hurt, but I never wanted to leave.
As a fan, it sucked to see like you and Val both go together. As a fan, I sort of thought we had a bit more time myself personally, especially probably one of the best years of you.
Yeah, if you were playing fucking awful and then get rid of him. But
help me out, boys.
But if you think it'd be hard because it's like I think I deserve that spot again, but it's all business at the end of the day.
It's wicked that you did announce it too, that before the end, because then you and like Granville and those players, Val, did get their send off.
Yeah, and I wanted, like, always said to mum and dad and my wife, I said, like, I don't want to be one of those old fellas that are holding out from the young kids coming through. Like, I want to be, when I know my time's up, I'll step away and let them.
Old sponge, Old sponge.
I'll become a mentor and let them take over, and I'll just help guide them through like the start of their careers. And I was thinking, I'm not that old at the moment. I'm still playing good footy. And then, when it all came about, I was like, fair enough. I know I'm not welcome, but I know I'm not needed anymore. So I was like, sweet. I'm more than happy to step away and, like, I guess turn a new page in my chapter. And
so you think the direction of the club going forward is pretty good? Like, there's some, like, who's the good young guns coming through? You reckon that are going to step up?
keep an
Because
eye
there's
out
some
for.
big shoes to fill with.
Yeah, there is.
With the players bloody retiring and moving on to other clubs.
Yeah, so looking at the wing spot, I couldn't tell you. Like, there's a couple of players there, but I'm not too sure who's going to take it and who's like going to be
competing for.
Yeah, who's going to actually hold it down long term. Like I know. I think I'm the longest winger that's stayed in the club in positional wise for like the whole time. So
really,
I'm like the only one that's played 200 games as a winger for the club. So it's pretty crazy. And then on the other end, you got Muzz, but this centre spot as well, it's up for grabs. I know Zachy Laybutt is. He was a bit unfortunate this year. Yeah, he was unfortunate with his knee, and I reckon he might take the centre spot. And then I'm not too sure about the wing. There's like Rob Darby's there. He's a PNG Kummel fella. You got Sammy Valame, and then Braden Burns.
What's Purdue's fucking preferred position?
Fullback. He's a fullback.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, so he's Mr. Versatile. He's like a Mitch Orbison, that kid. He's 30 years younger. He's good. And
he did well in centres.
Yeah, he was unreal. Like
for a little fella, you know.
Yeah, for a little stick, he's actually pretty strong. Like you don't understand how strong he is until you, I guess, get around him and see what he can do. So the best thing for him was playing against Michael Jennings. Again, I think that was his debut against the Roosters.
When him and Jamal played. They made their debuts.
It was like Jennings had played 300-something games, and here he is playing one.
That's
290 games difference.
Throw him in the deep end.
Yeah, literally, and he's either sink or swim, and he
he's got up, eh?
Yeah, we won that game. We weren't meant to, but I think we're paying $5 or $6 to win, and couple of mates, they're big heavy punters. They're like, oh, we'll get on you. I was like, oh, yeah, right, do what you want. I got no say, I can't say anything. And then I forgot all about it. This is like during the week, and then after the game, I checked my phone and had like 6 missed calls.
All the screenshots.
He's like, I just won all this money. I was like, what do you mean? What happened? And he goes, I had a couple hundred on his. Oh, shit. $6.40.
You did it against Penrith too later in the year.
Yeah.
We can't remember what that was paying.
Down at Penrith, we beat them. I was like, that's unreal. Like, I think we're paying like $5 or $6 again then. So it was pretty. It's pretty cool. Like to hear your friends, because we're not allowed to bet on this stuff.
Of course,
and it's like I never bet on like footy or anything, but like dogs, horses, like you bet and you lose. You're like, this is terrible. And then you get people betting on footy and like they message you like, you fucked me multi. I'm like, Russ,
needed you for any time try score.
I don't care. Like I do not care.
You'd be used to the going on that topic. You'd be used to sort of a lot of the comments and that because it frustrates the hell out of me. I'm a massive UFC fan, and it frustrates me the fans that just like Volk lost once or twice, and people just jump straight on the hate wagon.
Yeah,
and the same thing with footy. You'd be obviously used to that. How do you deal with that? You just obviously just turn it off and just don't even pay attention to that side of things.
There's some that There's some that you just turn away and you're like, you're an idiot, mate.
Yeah.
Like you're like, some of them are like a kid's like just 18-year-old, and you're like, fuck, like
grow the fuck up.
Like you don't even have a real full-time job yet. You're probably working at Woolies, but then you got like fellas, like old men that are like 70 or 60, and like, fucking, you're a has-been. You need to move on. Like I'm like, dude, like my time's still my prime. Like, not just because you've moved on fossil doesn't mean I have.
Did you ever have a prime? Hey, like them old cunts. You didn't even have a prime. Shut up.
Like, then you got all these like fellas like about like you're losing, like you let in a try, and they're like, you cost us the game, you've done this.
They just jump.
So and
it's frustrating.
I don't read into them. I just leave them. Like I don't care. But there was one I think it was 2 years ago. We lost the game, and I played not too bad, but like wasn't up to my standard. And some fella messaged me, and we lost by like 4 or 6 points or something. And he messaged me and goes, "You're a fucking shit cunt. Like, you're terrible. You need to give it up. I hope you and your family get killed." I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
And I was like, I remember screenshotted it and I put it on my story. I said, "This is like I can take the heat, but this shit is not uncalled. You can't bring my family into it." And then the same jerk went into my wife's like business page. And started like commenting on all the photos.
What a grub.
Saying your husband's like a wanker, he should die and all this shit. I was like, what the fuck? So
just no life, eh?
I went to the club and I said, like, this is uncalled for. And I looked into it, and he had a fake profile.
Yeah.
So like it's all that sort of stuff. So like hiding behind. Yeah. That's like social media is the worst thing for kids these days. I hate it.
Yeah, it's going to be scary for like our children growing up when they get to high school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a whole nother topic.
Well, that is a good segue because we wanted
315.
That is a good segue because I wanted to bring up Parenthood, and we're all sort of around the same time, and
Similar, being dad. That you had one
Jumping
mid this
into
year
it,
too, like mid while the cows
April,
are running.
Yeah, April. Yeah, I missed the birth.
What day? What day was it?
The 21st of April. Yeah,
my boy was April 6th.
Oh,
just a couple of weeks
yeah,
before it. So you missed the birth.
Missed the birth. Yeah, I always said to my wife, I was like, you know what? Like it's middle of footy season. If we have kids.
Yep.
I'm going to be the worst father. I'm not coming home for it. Like if I'm in Sydney, I'm going to miss out. Like if you go into labour, I'm not going to get home in time.
That's a hard part of your job.
I was like, I'm not going to get home in time to be there for you. And it was a Sunday afternoon. We versed the Sharks down there, and I wish I just left because we got touched. We got done like 40 to 10.
Would you be allowed to?
They offered for me to go home, and I said, look, I'm down here already. It's it was 8:30. She went to labour at like 5:30 in the morning. And I was like, got a phone call at 6. I was like, she woke me up. I was like, oh, fuck, here we go. What's happened?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going into labour, all this stuff. So, all right, then. Do you want me to come home? She goes, nah, you're right. Just stay down there. I was like, all right. And then I went down and told Michael Luck, our chief of football, and I said, wife's gone into labour. They already knew like that it was, she was going to pop within like a couple of days. So I was like, oh, fuck, I'll run the gauntlet here and I'll go down. And it all happened. And I was like, oh, well. And I said to the coach, I was like, nah, fuck it, I'll just stay and I'll play. But I want the last flight out of Sydney home, and I'll be home I got home like 10 o'clock. So I just got to see him on the day he was born, but just missed his birth. I had FaceTime there.
Yeah,
it's the best thing about like telephones now. You got FaceTime.
You can.
You never miss nothing.
It's helpful.
It's so cool. And so I missed that. And I was there for the oldest, Macy's, which is
I was going to say, did you catch the first one?
Yeah. No, I didn't catch her, but
but you get the gist of it. You get the whole gist of it. Don't drop this one.
So no, it was good. Like, and after the first one, we were lucky because she was born in February. And I said to the wife, if I'm away, I'm away. I'm not coming home. I'm going to be terrible, but yeah, it was all right. And it's probably being a dad. Like everyone knows, like when you become a parent, your outlook on life changes. You're not thinking about yourself anymore. You're thinking about other people. And I think that's what it helped me a lot with my footy.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So when I'd go home before pre-kids, I'd go home and I'd just constantly think about like my performance, my training. I played I might not have played good, but I didn't play shit. And I'm like, I could have done this, could have done that. And then training, you're like, I had a bad training session. Like, well, I'm thinking about this, and now as soon as I finish, I walk out those doors. I'm like, fuck, I want to get home. I can't wait to get home and see the kids. And then all of a sudden, like your whole mindset from work and home life changes. It's like you leave work and you're like, I'm a dad. I'm not Kyle Feldt, the footy player. I'm Kyle Feldt, the dad. And it helped me. Like when we had Marlo this year, it like changed. Like everything changed for me. I was like, I got 2 kids now. I'm happy, content.
One of each, 2 perfect.
Done.
That's good.
Chalked up. I'm done. Done. True. Yeah, done. Queuing the rack. TG. Get next Friday. So
fuck. Don't fuck around, boy.
I don't want another one.
But that is good. Like, so it would help rather than sitting there sort of ruminating on them thoughts of shit session or fucking a bad game. You just leave it.
Being present with your kids.
Yeah, like just being present in life. Like I know 100%. when you have a bad game, you have a bad day at work, you sit at home like your wife or partner be talking to you and you're there, but you're not there. You're not like interacting with them. I'm like, I'm thinking back now, I'm like, I was probably a shit person I'd be around. Like after a bad game, I'd just go home and I'd drink fucking 10 rums and just sit on the couch and like,
full rum pig,
and now I'm like, get home and the kids are in bed. I'm like, I'll have a couple of beers and I'll go to bed and I'll wake up in the morning. I'm like into it with the kids straight away. So it's the outlook on life has changed a lot, and it's like been a blessing in disguise for me.
Yeah,
it's the best thing. Anyway,
what's your favourite thing about being a parent? You reckon?
I'm not changing.
It's a fucking hard question.
Probably the favourite thing is, I reckon, because only young. Like Macy's 2.5. I reckon hearing her say like daddy and like dad, and then like wanting you, like that's the best thing. Is like someone actually wants you to be around and wants you to do stuff, wants you to interact with them. Like whereas normally you're the one like trying to interact with other people. Whereas your daughter or your kid's like, oh, can you come do this? Come play with me. Come do this. I'm like, I'm feeling shit, but I'll come play with you. I'll
pure unconditional love.
Yeah, it's so cool. And the best thing, I reckon, my favourite thing ever is like in the mornings, like she'll come into the bedroom and she said, Daddy picked me up. I'm like, I'm tired as. I'm like, whatever, come here, give me a cuddle.
Proper little princess, brush the hair and that too.
I do her hair and just like little things to create memories for her, like and for me as well. Like I love her to death, and after a bath, she goes, Daddy, you brush my hair, you blow dry my hair. I'm like, yeah, right.
Putting shots on 1 minute and blow drying.
Scoring tries at 8 and doing hair at 7.
That's cool.
But I've heard other people high profile athletes explain that too, how when you walk into home, they don't see you as this profile or whatever. You're just
player.
your dad, and you got to fucking play dolls and brush my hair.
No one's above it.
They
shut up and fucking dance to fucking Bluey theme song.
They're at the game, but they don't understand. Like, you may play shit. They don't know that. They just watching dad run around the field. Yeah. And as soon as you finish, they're like, they just want you to be with them, and you're like, that's what I mean. It takes your mind off everything. Like, it's so cool, and I never realized how important kids could change and affect your life, and it's been so cool.
Yeah,
one of the best things.
Yeah,
we got a game here we want to play. This is called Pick Your Favorite Team Name. So these are all registered clubs from around Australia. I'm going to name 5 of them, and you got to pick your favorite. All right. We have
a couple knockouts somewhere too, I reckon.
We've got the Mungindi Grasshoppers, the Brewarina Golden Googars, the Coonabarra Brand Unicorns, the Gyra Super Spuds, and the Tambourine Mountain Bushrats.
Where do they come up?
I like the tambourine one.
Mountain Bushrats.
Yeah.
Bushrats are the winners.
Yeah, Bushrats. I like that.
I'll go the Super Spuds.
Take the spud to Noel Spud.
Spud on Spud.
No, I've been looking at all these just random fucking team names.
The fucking, what was the other ones you had the other day? The Pumpkin Pickers or something? Man, where they come up with this?
Yeah, we've had some.
What was your first footy team name?
North Sango Devils.
Yeah,
Bushy Beach.
Yeah. So you grew up in Dirrigan, man. I want to hear about like what was that like? Was footy always your thing, or were you into push bikes? Push bikes, skateboards.
All the rough kids lived out there, back in the day. It's all flash and gentrified now.
So where I grew up, on Gainey's Lane, so it's like the proper hood. Like,
I know where that is. There's all tracks, the motorbike tracks behind there.
There was, not anymore. It's all houses. But when I grew up, like, it was bad neighbourhood and that. And where we live, straight across the road, there was a one row of houses. And then it was just all scrub. And I had motorbikes growing up. Loved riding dirt bikes and pushies.
What was your first bike?
I had first one was like a PV50. Like
of course,
What is it, like a Honda CF50?
What other bikes have you had? I love bikes.
I had a KX65, a CR85.
Those two bangers.
Yeah,
little
YZF 250, and then a CRF 450. And then had that for a while, and then I started getting into road bikes, and
Because so you just ride from your house to tracks?
I used to ride from home all the way out to Bushy Beach, which is like 15 minutes car drive. So
where were the tracks at Bushy? Are they all houses there now?
They're all houses. I used to go through Stony Creek Bridge and all that sort of stuff behind Bowley Vale School. So now that's all like housing subdivision all the way out between Bowley Vale all the way out to like the footy fields is all subdivision now. So now it used to be salt flats, and I remember I used to ride my moto from there out to there's a fish and chip shop out at the end of Bushy Beach. I used to go out there and
little pink building.
Pull up, get some scoop
pick
chips.
up like because I had heaps of mates on the way out there. So you riding like say, I'm leaving, ring on the old cord phone, right? Dial the number and like, hey, bud, I'm coming. I'll be there in about 10 minutes. Yeah, right. Pull up, run. Wait for him to come out. He comes out, running out with his backpack, run, off
hanging on.
Oh no, we all rode our own bikes. We used to go down and on the way there to get from the Bowley side over to like the Mount Low side, you had to go to Stony Creek, and if you had 6 inches of rain, it was deep and you couldn't get through. So you created this little jump. So and the creek was like probably 7 meters wide, 8 meters wide. So you had to
hitting this double
pretty pinned. And if you didn't commit, you into the bank.
Scuba chips go fine.
So it was pretty cool. And there's a couple of gnarly crashes there, but we just done all that growing up and rode push bikes.
That's a good childhood.
It was completely different out there. I remember saying it, like going out there recently. I don't really go that side of town much. And saying to someone, I remember going to home games out at North there, and it felt like another town. Like, it felt like you were travelling to an away game sort of thing. True. Now it's fucking houses connected the whole way, and it's fucking connected, flash.
Yeah. So when we first started the club there, we had a container for our tucker box thing. Yeah. That's it. Like your canteen and your bar. And I remember Dad, he was really involved with the club just because I was playing, and he goes, you know what? bugger it. We'll just get like a little, like a shed from somewhere. He got it from work or something. And he goes, we'll turn that into the part, like the bar. I was like, all right. And then I was only like maybe 8 at the time. And Dad's done all this shit down the club and made this bar and started running it. And before you know it, there's all this money and they've put it into the club. And it's like we've gone from a container with all 3 things in it, with all the post pads down one end, canteen in the middle, and then the bar down the other. And now we've got like
leveled up.
Yeah, like a proper container for all our post pads, pads, hit shields and that sort of stuff. And then you got a brick canteen. And then you got a bar, and then they put in toilets. And I went down there the other week to hand out some trophies for them. And I walked in, I was like, oh, they got dressing sheds too.
Dude,
So I was like, this is unreal. They got aircon dressing sheds. Like, this is so cool.
You're getting changed behind the container. Prawling in the breeze.
Junior League on Kerr Brothers had change rooms with no aircon. You had to pop them windows.
Then there was only one, eh? You had to like...
you had to get in there quick. If you're on field one, you got that one.
Fuck, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool to see how much that club's changed.
You had a pretty deadly junior team, eh?
Yeah, I think...
Like all the rough...
all the
Durgan and
Darrows. Well, that should be the footy name, Derek and Darrows.
All like the rough, hard fucking hard cunts all lived out there. You had a good junior team.
Yeah, well, I think we made the grand final like 7 or 8 years consecutively. We lost one.
Yeah.
So
really?
it was pretty cool, and I still keep in contact with a few of them at the moment. Like they've all got kids, and one of them was his dad was our coach, and I still keep in contact with him quite regularly. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Them sort of relationships you build at them junior level is pretty fucking massive, eh?
Yeah, especially like because you're a kid, and at that time you don't know how much of an impact your upbringing is going to have on your life. And I know I was in a bloody like a fork in the road when I turned 15. I could either go down like the Darrow way, the Irrigan way, or I could go and make something of my name and make something of myself. And I decided to go. All my friends went left, and I decided to go right. I was like, fuck, I'm going this way.
That's when you come to Iggy.
Yeah, and moved to Iggy when I was 15, grade 9, and
Purely for football?
14, yeah,
mainly reason? Yep.
So Dave Elliott was a coach. Dave Elliott and Gary Cook.
Cookie, yeah.
Yeah, so I had a meeting with them, and they're like, at Junior League on Kernbros Drive there, and they're like, we like what you're doing with the footy. Any chance of you coming over to play Iggy Park? And this is just when Iggy Park started to transition from a rugby union school to an NRL school. And they had no NRL, like no rugby league program, no nothing. And I was like, I don't care. I'll come in there. And I didn't know you had to pay to go to school there. I was like, it's cool. I'll go there. And all of a sudden, mum and dad like forking out all this money to go to school. And I was like, what are we doing? Like, why am I going here? Like, I could have went to Curl and for free. And they're like, nah, it's a good school. You'll enjoy it. I was like, all right then. And little known. Like I've made some lifelong friends there. Like met you and that. And like I got a mate that come to a wedding. Like he lives over in Northern Territory, and I still keep in touch with him. I talk to him every day, and it's crazy. So that's how I really got into footy.
Fucking Jets.
Yeah, and your parents obviously played a pretty big role in helping you out, like throughout your career and through. Parents parents are like they're one of the best things that can happen to us, but.
That's how we get born. So
they're important. Come from somewhere. But they obviously helped out with your career and instigating that.
Mate, unlike my mum and dad had done so much for me growing up. Like being in Townsville, there's not much. I guess with the Cowboys here, but there's not much like exposure to rugby league on a big scale like it is Brisbane and Sydney. All our carnivals, you have to travel. Like you have to travel like down to Gordonvale, up to Gordonvale, down to Mackay, Rocky. You had to Mount Isa and that. And mum and dad, like I'd make a team, they wouldn't give 2 shits. They'd drop of a hat, they'd be like, let's go.
Travel everywhere.
I'll drive. Dad would take fucking 4 days off work and just off we go. And
over the years, that's fuel, accommodation.
Yeah, exactly. And looking at it now, like I've made a team, a Queensland team, mine was like 15. It was down in Adelaide and it was for a week. And I was happy to go down and get billeted out and like stay and enjoy the time. And Dad goes, fuck it, I'll take a week off work. I'll come down. I was like, all right then. So we jetted down there, and we had to pay our own way down there, own accommodation and everything. And I was like, this is so cool.
He was probably enjoying it just as much, eh? He had a week off work.
Funny thing was, like, after it all happened, we were flying home, and Dad goes, here's $1 bill, son. I was like, $1 bill? He goes, yeah, it's a stripper bill. I was like, what? He goes, yeah, we went to dinner, and there was like in the restaurant they had like an attachment of like you could go to a show, and he goes, his mate he was with, he goes, we'll go have a look in there, and they're like, fuck, it's strippers. So he's like, fuck it, we'll watch the show. It was like It was like a cabaret show. And they doing stripping, and like it was a segment of it was a stripper, and they hand out like fake money. And Dad just like, fuck, I'll keep it and give it to Kyle. So here I was thinking, Dad's just like, the strippers. I didn't even care about footy, but it was like a proper restaurant with like a cabaret feed and that. And
Best footy trip ever, eh?
I was like, why didn't you take me? But it was very funny. But like, Mum and Dad have done so much. They've forked out a lot of cash and travelled like countless of kilometres for me to be what I am now and to where I am now. And I think I took it for granted. Like looking back at it now, like I took it for granted. But I think I'm very fortunate enough to be able to play 11 years of professional rugby league at home. I never had to leave home. Like I've been around my family my whole career.
Yep.
I know friends and mates from towns. Val moved down to Sydney to play, left his whole family here, and I've been very lucky to stay home, and I think Mum and Dad have taken that for granted too. So it's like the shoe's on the other foot now. I'm moving over. I'm moving overseas, and Mum was filthy. She cried. She's like, I'm gonna miss my grandkids.
Once grandkids are born, they don't care about you anymore.
Go from here down to the bottom of the pecking order. You're like. So,
everyone's the same.
Yeah, but it's good. Like mum understands like why we're doing it. Dad doesn't give two shits because he's like, hey, I'll travel. I don't care.
Yeah.
So
find some rippers over there.
Good ones, Amsterdam. So it's now the shoe's on the other foot. Like I think Mum and Dad took it for granted how lucky they were to have me at home for so long, and to watch me play football on such a big stage.
Yeah, I got a listener question here. Louis Curran sent this in.
Curran Constructions.
Oh, you know him too from CT, Yeah. No, he reckons who was the most talented, like schoolboy or junior around the Townsville area that never played NRL?
Oh, that never played NRL.
Yeah,
talented.
Ones that never played.
There's a couple. Like, there's a few schoolboy like footy players. Like I remember, there's a kid that. You remember Zach Holstein?
Yeah. He played with Central.
Yeah, he was a gun, and he never made it. I rated him so like, and he never made it. That's probably the only one off the top of my head I can think of. But there was looking back at it, there was a fair few that I played like rep footy with growing up, and they never played NRL.
Caleb Ween was a fucking good player.
And he was in the.
He was very good.
He was in like all the juniors and that. He never played like Curtis Ritchie. He was a freak. And he never played. And like I remember Jai Ingram, he was in the 20s. He played like 20s with us, but he didn't make NRL and that. Like I think everyone has a choice in life. Like how do you attack this sort of thing? Like, and I remember Michael Parker Walsh. He was such a good player, and then he was the exact same. Done a pre-season with the Cowboys and got like 5 or 6 weeks in. He's like, it's too hard. I'm not signing up for this shit. I'm out. And
it's a lot of work.
He got out of it. I'm like,
there's natural talent and there's hard work.
Yeah, and like talent can get you only so far, and you got to have like the work ethic to get further and push yourself. And a lot of the kids back then didn't have it, and I don't know why, but I'm probably because I'm dumb. I just didn't care. Like I'd run and I'd spew and I'd just keep running. Like I don't care. Like, I'm here to do a job. Like I want to be an NRL player. Like it's my dream as a kid.
Yep.
The want to do something is a major factor to it. Like if you're like, I enjoy playing footy, but I don't want to do it that much, and then if it gets fucking hard,
because there's talent and there's drive.
Was there ever like any job that you thought, I could do this, and then, or you just that's why you train so hard in footy because it's like that's all I fucking wanted to do?
Yeah, I never thought of life without footy. Like to be honest, I remember I was at school. And a teacher at Iggy Park, and a teacher goes, you need to have something to fall back on. And
they always say that.
Yeah, because you're not going to make it. And I was like, and that kind of lit a fuse in me. I was only 16, and like burnt me. I was like, you don't know, bitch. Like you're a school teacher. Like, you didn't want to be a school teacher when you were 17 or 18. And here I am thinking, I'm going to be an NRL player. I'm going to be fucking good too. And then, I look back and I'd seen her at a couple of games. And I was like, remember what you said to me? And she goes, yeah. I'm like, fucking take that back now. I do. I use it as all the class. I always tell the classes, like, this is what I said to Kyle Feldt. And I'm like,
don't listen to me.
So you should. Example, so you should. Like,
because you had a working career briefly while you were doing under 20s or something. You went to dig down the dam or something?
Yeah, I was working up the dam. Yeah, I was at Townsville Greater Sands. I got a couple, got a loader ticket, backhoe ticket, and all that sort of stuff. And
what were you in, the loader? Or
I was in a front end loader, D9, and just cruising around,
cutting laps,
getting bored, doing dollies. So we up there with my cousin and my pop when he was around. He used to run it, and we got a big barge, and you'd go under the Ross and dig out all the sand.
Yeah, is that when you go past? Keep on going past the dam, and then there's like an earthworks or something. I've always seen there was a road that kind of goes up.
Yeah,
I've always seen that.
So you drive over the dam wall into the dam, and
And they just go out and dig out
the
sand from
sand.
the...
And
Yeah,
it's
right.
like a sand plant up there. So you get all the sand, you get sandy loam and all that sort of stuff, silt, and
Yep.
you go up there and dig it out. And it's national park too. So funny story. We're up there. I love fishing. Like, and I was sitting up there and I was like, fuck, there's barra in here.
Big, huge barra.
I was like, oh, yeah. So this is like 2 weeks into the job. Went home and got a hand line and took it up there in my lunchbox. So while they dug the sand out, there's one crane driver. So the person on the barge does fuck all, just keeps an eye on like how much sand's in, how much like buoyancy you got in it.
Yep.
And in that time, like you do nothing. I was sitting there.
Tuck the hand line.
I caught fucking I caught nearly a metre of barra up there.
There's massive.
It was so
there.
good.
It's
I was
insane.
like, this is so fun. And then and my pop goes, it's a national park. You know what I'm going to do that? I was like,
Oh, true.
shit.
But you're not allowed to.
You're not
But
meant.
people have been catching barra there for
you can catch it, but you can't keep them that, and you're not meant to. If you get caught, it's like you get in trouble. I was like, oh,
but they opened it. They've opened it now.
Yeah,
I think,
they just opened it. So
and Red Claw apparently.
Yeah,
I knew someone who put like a pot in and they fished for 20 minutes and just put a bit of rock melon or something in it, and within 20 minutes the whole thing was full.
Rock melon. Don't even have to pay for bait.
it was good, and like up there was good. Like that was one job I worked for Patrick Autocare, like putting bull bars and stuff on cars, radios in cars and that sort of stuff, stickers and that. And I'd done that for a while.
So you're doing that while you're doing under 20s or something?
Yep. So we'd train at 5 in the morning, it'd be 5 till 6. And then I'd start at 7, work 7 till 4.
That's a big day.
And then you'd start training at 5 in the afternoon again.
How'd you enjoy that?
Like,
It was good.
day.
It was hard. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it was hard. Like, but it's like an apprenticeship, really. Like, you think about NRL player is your trade. Under 20s is your apprenticeship.
Got to do the hard yards before you get there.
Exactly right. Like, if you're a plumber, you got to do you like shovel.
Did you think, because doesn't Bellamy make everyone go work for a couple of weeks when they get into the storm system, I think?
Yeah.
Does it make you
really?
appreciate not having to work?
Yeah, true. Some people probably don't get that.
know?
feeling.
Yeah, I
They
don't
get
know.
straight
Like,
into it.
because some jobs are cruisy. Like,
Yeah,
some
true.
jobs you can be
Yeah.
a council worker and like do
Yeah.
fuck all, or work like, and then you got that on the other thing. You work out in the mines. You work 12-hour days.
Yeah,
Like,
this
Yeah.
guy just went back to the mines.
Yeah, I've gone back to the FIFO.
like
yeah,
you would
it's-
know, like 12-hour
hard.
days would be hard. Yeah,
It's hard being away from your families.
Yeah.
Now that I have kids is the hard part.
Yeah, but like it's not as strenuous. Like, we may train like 2 hours in the morning and then like have a break, do 2 hours in the gym or something, and then have a break, and then we'll do a wrestle session. So you only train like maybe 5 hours all day, but it's like very vigorous and like it's mentally straining as well as physically. And then if you go to a job, like you could work 9-hour day and you're like, I'm not even tired.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah,
just
you're just
cruising.
cruising.
Yeah,
cruising
true
along.
that.
you don't have targets to hit daily. Where as a rugby league player, you have to hit targets. Like you have to do this, and you're always being watched. Like
Yeah.
you're getting hounded, and you're like,
Non-stop. And doing those hard years, going back to what you're saying, doing those apprenticeship years, you're training before work.
Yeah.
Like that's a big day. Like I had a mate, like a fella from Charter Stowers, going back to natural talent players, is Gordon Sano, big Gordon
I
Sano.
know Gordy, yeah.
And he come up, I think he had a contract with the Cowboys or something, but he struggled with because he had so much natural talent, I think he struggled, one, with being away from family, and two, with getting up in the morning, training
and
before
train-
school, because he'd never had to do that.
Yeah,
you know?
he's proper baller too. Just love to sleep. Love
Never
And he
trained
just-
alone.
He just rocked. He was natural
Yeah,
freak.
he was
man.
a freak. I
He
remember,
would just-
watching him playing for the Miners. He was so good.
He just every ball he got, he'd split the line.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah.
He was a good player.
And he could run quick. For a big fella, man.
Yeah,
Like,
he was
I think
big.
I've spoken to him briefly about this on
he was
the
a big
podcast.
fella.
But
But yeah,
so
it is like it does
you
take
gotta
a lot of hard work.
Do the hard yards before you get
and
there.
Like we said before, like talent gets you so far, but hard work and the drive.
Yep.
Like you said, the want to be an NRL player, the want to do something is more than like I can be.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah,
I
okay.
can and I want is something different.
While we're on that topic, I got a question I'm keen to ask you. I think we asked Gem Shibasaki the same thing. Who's the hardest worker or the fittest player you've played with over the course of your NRL? I think what he said, Tommy didn't.
Yeah, he said Tommy or KP.
Yeah, no, mine's probably like Jono or Ray Thompson. JT or Ray
I've
Thompson.
heard Ray
Honor Ray
Thompson
was
too, man.
fucking
Ray Thompson was
I've
fit.
heard that.
He was so fit. Like Jono's like
competitive.
very
eh?
competitive,
Yeah.
very fit. But Ray was just like
Freak.
he was just naturally fit. Like he'd come back and just like work his ass off, and you'd all be struggling, and Ray's like out in front, just not even breaking a sweat, looking pretty, and you're like, oh, fuck you asshole. But he was a naturally fit, like, and very mentally resilient too. Like
Yeah.
he was like ridiculous. Had a couple shoulder recos, and he was just kept coming back and wanting to be a player and wanting to do better. And I was
I
like,
heard Ant Mitchell on a podcast fucking last week or the week before talking about like them because they're all a bit older than us growing up, and he reckons he'd be driving past and see like Ray down the park just practicing kicking, practicing pass and doing all this. And he's like, he was always envious of Ray, he reckons, because he was getting things. And he's like, and then his dad said to him, like, well, look how fucking hard he works. He's putting in the work. And then Ant's like, oh, yeah, well, fuck, he started doing it. But yeah, Ray was just a hard worker, eh?
Yeah, like the exact same thing. Like we'd finish training and everyone would go for a shower, and he's at the post, like practicing his dummy half pass and into the post, and then practicing getting out and stepping the post or getting away from, like using them as a marker and getting away from them. It's like, and then he'll go down the field and then practice getting out, kicking 40-20s, kicking long into corners. Like, I don't have energy for that. I've just done a hard preseason session here. I'm looking for the closest ice bath or pool. I'm like, get me into there, and he's out there doing everything, shirt off, and he's ripped at. For someone that he's nice chocolate brown too. Oh, get me started, man crush. He's like
a nice as pie too, like
exactly
good lad.
Right. Yeah, and he's had the work ethic of like people you want to play with.
Yeah,
pushes you then, yeah.
Yeah, well, not really, because I was like, fuck, I'm out of here. I'm over it.
Leave him to
different position. He's working hard enough. I don't
Them 20 years were pretty good, but you broke fucking records there too, Those points there as well. Was that for the just Cowboys or for the whole
competition?
Whole league?
Yeah, so I hold.
Lucky it finished, eh?
Yeah, I still hold it.
Is it still there? True.
Yeah, so it's still there.
Like 520.
500 something. I don't know how many. It was 500 something.
Yep.
Some young fella from the Tigers, he nearly broke it. He was like 4 points off it.
Ooh.
So. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was like very fortunate enough to be able to break a couple of records.
Them first few years, like when you're transitioning from, because you didn't go straight from 20s to NRL, you were in and out a bit, and just had to stick out.
So in 2012, I finished up in the 20s and went straight into NRL system, and I was top 30 there, but I never played until the back end of the year. So I started. Funny story. I started 2013. I played one game of fucking local league out at Charters Towers. Yeah, I versed Charters Towers minors. And
did you play for North?
Yeah, and John Crawley, JC, he's our physio for the 20s, and he found out I was playing. He played against me. He just wanted to play it. I think that game I made like 30 tackles and had probably 29 runs, and I was playing the centres. I was like. Every time we got the ball, like, here, throw it to Kyle. Kyle, you have it done, do something. I was like, fuck, yeah.
Just putting it on you.
Shit. And then, so we've done that. And then I played Q Cup at the Pride under Jason Demetra up there. And it got to like round 21 of the NRL season. And Neil Henry came up to me and goes, oh, Ash Graham's out. He's had a surgery on his wrist. Do you want to make your debut? I was like, fucking oath. Yeah, bloody oath. And then...
Where was that?
At home.
Up here?
So debuted
awesome.
Against the Rabbitohs at home. And Brent Tate was my centre. And I remember I set him up for a try. I run down Nathan Merritt and done a couple other cool things. And I was like, I don't remember it. And then someone asked me a question and said, do you remember this? Like, I was like, oh, no. Like, far out. I had a pretty good game for a debut. Yeah. And the next week we went down and played Penrith down at Penrith Stadium, and I scored my first try. Ray scored a hat-trick, and ever since I played 3 games that year, hurt my ankle at training, blew it out, had to get surgery, and then Paul Green came in as a coach 2014, played the first 5 games I think it was, and then got dropped, come back at the back end of the year, like 3 games before finals, played all the finals. At this stage, I'd played more finals than regular season games. So, and then 2015, I started the first 5 games in or 4 games. Fucking dropped again.
He's lost the first.
Yeah, we lost the first 3
games.
Yeah. And being a winger, they're like, winger scapegoat, you're out. So I was like, yeah, whatever. And went back and I didn't it hurt me, but I didn't really mind. I just wanted to get back and prove to the coach that I'm actually an NRL worthy player. And I'd done that. And the 2015 year was unreal because it was a Black Hawks first year of the competition, the Q Cup. So I played majority of the year with them. Got them. I think we finished second, so won under my apprenticeship. I made team of the year for that, center of the year, made the center of the year, and then I think it was round 21 again. I got called back into the team, and we went over to New Zealand. I played over there. I scored 3 tries and had a really good game, and ever since then I've never been out of NRL. Played all the final series. Obviously, we won the grand final and that, and then moving on to 2016, I played every game. 2017, played every game nearly, and then so ever since 2016, I played every game of the year for till 2023 or
They're
whatever.
coming in the back end of 2015 and then fucking making the GF. How is that like? I remember 2005's fucking like standing out on the oval at school watching the bus go past, like just, you know, superheroes. What's it like when you're in that position the week leading in? And
so I was that same. I remember 2005 at Aikenvale just watching the bus go past. I'm like, this is going to be cool. And then now I'm on the bus and I'm looking out and I'm like, I was one of those kids like waving to us and I'm like, and I think that's what drives me as well. Like a lot of people after games, they don't go around and see the crowd. I'm like, fuck, I want to see the crowd. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's like coming into the team at the back end of the year, I'm like, far out, like we've got a good shot of this, and and then obviously we lost our first game against the Bronx at home here in the finals, and like, well, fuck, who cares? Like we got another shot, and then end up beating, I think it was the Roosters, and then we went down and played Melbourne in Melbourne to get into the grand final, and that was a tough game. Like we'd never beat Melbourne in Melbourne for ages, and we went down there and we beat them. Like I think it was like 10 points or something. I was like, we've just won. We're into the grand final. Like, I'm a 23-year-old kid. Like, how cool is this? Like third year of NRL. And I'm like playing in a grand final, and then we won it. And I was like, looking back at it, I took it for granted. Like the lead up of that year, I think because I was in and out of the team, I didn't really take it the way that I should have. I was taking it for granted, and then coming back in end of the year, and then 2017 when we made the grand final, again I done a lot more different, a lot of things different. Yeah. I took everything in, and just really appreciated everything that we'd done as a team and a collective as a year. And then I remember when we lost, it was like, far out, that's the worst day of my life. Yeah. And then like looking back at it, it's just a footy game. Like who cares? Like you work hard. It is disappointing, but you work hard, and then all of a sudden it happens.
Do you think it'd help that you'd already felt that winning feeling?
Yeah.
Imagine going to vote 2 and losing 2. Like, at least you'd already won one.
I don't know how fellas like Benny Hampton. He played for Melbourne the year before against Cronulla. And, Cronulla beat him. And then he played for the Cowboys in 2017 against Melbourne. And he lost. I was like, oh, you poor fucker.
And 2 years in a row.
And like a lot of people say, like you have to lose one to know what it feels like to win one. Yeah. Whereas I was opposite. I won one, and I was like, fuck, this is the best feeling in the world. And I told my wife, like, she said, what's the best day of your life? I said, winning a premiership.
Yeah. Like, especially the way that went down.
Yeah, but not only that, but like just winning one. And she goes, why? I was like, well, I worked so hard for it. That's like the pinnacle of our job. Like that's like we want to do that. Like that's why we play footy, to win this thing, little freaking ring that everyone wants. And it's like you feel like Gollum. True. And it's like what the hell? Like, and then she goes, "What about the kids?" I said, "Oh, like the kids are cool. Like I loved being there for the kids' birth, but like it's not something that I've wanted all my life. Like I've obviously wanted kids when I got married and got older in life, but when I was young, I wanted to be a premiership winner. I wanted to play rugby league. I wanted to win a premiership.
Since you're fucking 8 or 10 or whatever.
Yeah, and that's what I always say to people. Like, this is why I play footy. Like, I play footy because I want to do this.
Having a kid's probably a lot easier than making a grand final and winning it too.
It's a lot funner too.
But them last couple of minutes, like, what are you fucking thinking? And you go back and watch that, and they talk about, your try and fucking...
They forget about the race.
Setting up, but you stole the ball.
Yeah.
Stole the ball and then scoring that try and like, if you don't steal the ball, you fucking, what happens there?
Over,
they probably fucking.
It's funny. Everyone always talks about like the try and like the lead. Like no one really talks about the lead up. And I remember looking at the clock. There was like 90 seconds to go, and they had the ball and they made
Corey Oates. You breaked it off. Trying to remember.
Nah, it was Benny Hunt.
Yeah.
So they made a break down our edge. I think Milford got half through and then like broke a tackle and got through. And I come across. I hit him in the ball and the ball come out, and then it went backwards, and lucky they didn't call 6 to go. Yeah. So Ben Hunt picked it up, and then I come around again. He beat someone, I can't remember. I think it was Morgo, beat Morgo, and he like slid because he's slid on his side going close to the try line. He had the ball up a bit, and I was like, if I can hit that, I can knock it back to us and get it back. Yeah. And it was just instincts, and I just hit it back, and I picked it up straight away, and like nothing. Didn't call knock on. I was like, unreal. I made like maybe 3 or 4 meters. Jack Reed tackled me, and then we spun it all the way to the left. Kane Lynette nearly fucking drops it. And I was like, here we go. It's not us. And then it come down, and Jono's done his thing and hit Morgo, and Morgo's hit me. And then I remember because back in 2011, I missed a kick to win the grand final
against
the Warriors.
Warriors.
And I remember saying to Morgan, I said, "Fuck this! Like, I'm not watching this. I can't watch this because I know the pain of watching it, and I know the pain of the boys wanting running to me, thinking that I've got it." And I was like, I just turned away and just if they have a wide angle, you see me and Morgan and Jace looking away.
Yeah.
True. And there's fuck. And then all you hear the crowd erupt, and you look up and see the big and hit the sticks. It's like, oh no, this has happened again. And I run over to him and said, Russ, I've been in the same situation. We're right. And I said, give me the ball. I'll kick it off. We'll get it back. And I was like, because I've been hitting them all sweet all year. And for some reason, the start of the game, we kicked off and I kicked it and it was dead center of the field. And it was the highest kickoff I've done in a long time. I was like, fuck, that's a good kick. And we tackled on 5 meters out from the try line. And then at the end of the game, I said to him, give me the ball. I'll kick off and we'll get it back. We'll have a good opportunity. He goes, yep. Won the toss and we kicked off. And I hit a fucking nut.
Whatever happened with stop kicking them?
Yeah, I was always curious why you never kicked off again either.
Because I had surgery on my groin. And, I've lost I can't kick as far.
Because you're renowned for ages. You're renowned for
I used to practice them all the time, and I used to watch Pat Richardsdorf, and he was from the Tigers. He was unreal, and so I stopped doing it just because I had bad groins. So it was affecting the tendons in there, and I had to get surgery. So I was like, I'll just stop doing it. And then we got Val. I was like, even better, Val can kick off.
So obviously, when you just hit it perfect, and you just seen it skying.
So as soon as I hit it, I never used to watch the boy used to hit it and just focus on the ball and hit the ball and just watch it and follow through. And I kicked it and I just followed through this and I looked, I was like, holy fuck.
Perler.
And then I just watched it. And then I was running back to the wing and he's dropping. And I just went, yeah.
Oh, man.
Like, and then you stripped it from Benny Hunt and you made the poor bastard fucking drop it as well.
That's the things that people forget about.
Yeah. And all the boys come over, run over and celebrated and congratulated me. I was like, fuck, I've just got to win this now. And we won it. And
it's all she wrote, man. That was unreal. One of
going back to that kick, did you expect JT or think he's going to make that kick?
If you want anyone to kick that goal, it was him. But I remember talking to him a couple of times. He reckons as soon as he hit it, he knew it was in.
He just knew straight up.
He'll tell a story about it. He say when you kick a ball and you feel it off your boot, and you know it's going in. He reckons it felt sweet, and I looked up and it was coming, but it wasn't curving like his normal curve. Yeah. And I reckon the posts were 2 inches wider than they normally were.
No, well, I seen a thing. I actually seen a thing recently where he's pretty much set it up, and then
told him to move it.
So, but he's like, if it's because where it was, he would have taken it an extra 2 meters back, which would have allowed for the curve, but he didn't do that because he was like, oh, fuck.
He's in the moment. And he took 3 or 4 minutes to take the kick, where you only allowed 90 seconds to kick.
Yeah.
Because it was the end of the game, so he took so long, and he says he
maybe
done
it a bit
to get his heart rate down, because his heart rate was through the roof. He'd been working so hard for this moment, and all this sort of stuff. And
that's another thing. The lead up to that too, the years leading up to that grand final, and what the Cowboys went through in the finals previously.
Heart rate too.
I know exactly, and then that was just the cherry on top, man.
What was the chat like in the fucking huddle after that?
Yeah,
going into
the overtime
when he missed it.
It was just it was very calm. It was calm. Everyone's like, oh, we know what we need to do. If we can get the ball, if we kick off, we'll hold them down there, and we'll have 2, maybe 3 attempts at a goal, at a field goal or a try, we keep, obviously if he doesn't drop it, but he's catching it a meter off the try line, and you see as soon as the ball hits the ground, the boys are right there. Yeah. So if I think it was Sam Thaiday, Adam Blair next to him, if Adam Blair catches it. No, Sammy Thaiday. If Sammy Thaiday gets it off Benny Hunt, probably going to take him an end goal anyway. But who knows? But everyone's talk was so calm. Jono's and Matty Scott's, they were just
good fucking leaders to
direct
have at that time.
Very calm and just direct about their messages and what we wanted to do and what we needed to do. Yeah. And then Coops would throw his 2 bob in, and it was far out. This is I'm in a team full of champions.
Yep.
So,
what about celebrations after? Yeah. Coming back to the stadium was mad, eh?
Yeah, so the worst thing was after the game, because it's such a late kickoff, we didn't get back to the hotel till 2 o'clock in the morning. Because we're in there celebrating with all our family, and then all of a sudden oh fuck, we've got to go. And there's a photo of us as a group out on the field, in the middle of the field, with the Provan Summons trophy in the middle, and we're all around it, and it's one of the best photos ever. Yeah. And we get back to the hotel, and it's maybe 1:30 in the morning, and our flight was at 8, I think. It was a charter flight at 8 o'clock, and I was like, fuck, I
just wouldn't have slept.
Yeah, we didn't sleep because all our family was back there, and we were no one was pissed because it was such a late game. It takes like you got so much adrenaline. You don't drink as much. You're too busy like yarning,
enjoy it.
and then
nice,
So we got on the flight and come back and we had these buses ready for us. We just left our bags at the airport. They loaded them on a bus. We went straight to the dairy farmers and in the dresser sheds. We had all these Premier shirts. We put them on and walked out, and there was like 30,000 people there or something.
Yeah, I was there. It was busy as.
Unreal. And we're like,
you all had sunnies on. I was like, they're all dusty as.
12 o'clock in the day, like hot as fuck, North Queensland, summer. And you're like, these bastards out here, like for us. And
it was busy too. Like it was just, everyone was on the field and that.
Yeah, it was so cool. And then, after that, we went into like, it was like City Lane or something, and they put on, I don't think I brought a beer for like a month. It's fucking unreal. And I don't remember taking the premiership ring off for like I reckon 6 weeks or 4 weeks. I put the premiership ring on, I put sparky tape, lecky tape around my finger, so it wouldn't try and preserve it. So I made my finger a bit like fat on underneath my knuckle.
No way, this is slipping.
And put it on there so I didn't fall off. Because when you drink, I'm like sculling beers and shit, and I'm like looking on like,
this is good if you lost it.
And then all of a sudden, I'd be hate to go like, oh fuck, where's my ring?
Proper Lord of the Rings.
But yeah, so I just put lecky tape around my finger and just made sure it didn't fall off.
And then you went. Did you go to Vegas?
Yeah,
went to Vegas for 4 days, and that was
What did everyone pretty much go?
17 of us went. There was like 3 people that didn't go over, so it was pretty cool. It was actually
carry on.
All
on the same flight. Yep.
Everyone went over together, and then Raid come over like a day later because he had something on, and we met him. Later that day, so he missed our flight, but caught the later flight and rocked over that night, which was good. But yeah, it was a Vegas is unreal. It's party central. Like it's like it was fun. We had a ball.
Can't tell many stories, eh?
Nah,
we'll leave all the stories there.
Yeah. Just had like everyone had fun and just had a ball over there. It was mad.
Like top of the world.
Yeah, it's just a party.
It's like a theme park for adults, eh?
Yeah, it's unreal. Like
we just went to like tall fucking.
Yeah, we went to like all the clubs we went to. We got VIP service. And
epic.
Like just looked.
Anyone recognise you over there?
Like a couple people, not many.
Like Aussies, like most Aussies.
And but they looked after us. Like we got looked after a bit just through. One of the boys knew some people over there, so they looked after us everywhere we went, which is mad.
Oh, that's epic.
What about, we'll just briefly touch on some of the rep games, like Aussie what'd you play? The Nines, Prime Minister's 13.
Yeah, yep. So I played
a couple little trips there.
Yeah, played the Aussie Prime Minister's team against Fiji. That was 2018 or 19, I think it was. It was 17?
19. What,
yeah.
Prime Minister's?
Yeah, 19. So I played that.
Did my research. Good podcaster. 2019.
So I'd done that, and then after the Prime Minister, we were over there for a week, and after that, Mel Meninga was the coach of the Aussie Nines, and he goes, "Oh, do you want to play at the Nines or something?" I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah.
I was like, because I already played in I already won 2 Nines for the Cowboys and that, and I was
like, comps were mad. Eh?
I won one, and then played the Nines, Aussie Nines, and that was unreal. We won that. And that was so cool. And then the following year, 2020, we played the Nines over in Perth, and we won that too. So I played like four like Nines competitions and won 3 of them. So it's pretty cool.
That's your game, eh?
Yeah, not really. It's hard.
What about you got a brief stint there in Origin? Like, is that a bit of a like, it's mad that you got the opportunity. You would have obviously liked a few more games and the way that panned out. How's your feelings towards all that sort of stuff?
Very, very lucky and honoured to be able to play for State of Origin. But I guess
bittersweet, sort of.
For me, like I guess for any halfback growing up playing, like look at Matt Ballin, never played one game for Queensland because
Cameron Smith kept him out.
Looking back at it, I had all these opportunities, but I had Darius Boyd, Greg Inglis, all these fucking unreal players that were ahead of me. And then Corey Oates had like a really good year, and he was like, it was out of me and him. And then I don't know why, but they picked him, and like he played 3 or 4 series or something. And then I obviously didn't get to play until 2021. But 2020, I got picked in it, and I had the groin injury, so I had to rule myself out to get surgery. So that was probably the hardest decision I've ever had to make. Like as a footy player, I had to rule myself out of that. I was like, for fuck's sake, like, I've worked this hard. Like,
no, that's when they did it at the end of the year.
Yeah,
I remember that you prioritised playing for the Cows next all your surgery.
Yeah, I had to get surgery because I could have played, but I would have been like playing at like 60%. I couldn't sprint. If you watch the game like that, I struggled like to run properly. Like I was I was only just getting out of a fucking stride. Yeah.
And that's the same injury with you were talking about
yeah,
kicking the
with
football.
kicking, yeah,
that'd be a groin injury, man. That'd
it's
be full on.
Because you like like when you run, you step, you jump. Like it's a big part of my position.
Worst injury you've had, you reckon?
Yeah. So that one when I got it surgery, it wasn't the one. The year prior was I ripped my left side off the bone. So it was pretty bad. I remember that training. I jumped up a week before round one, second last day of preseason. I jumped up to catch a ball, and it just went snapped. And I heard it pop. And Juzzy was my centre. He thought I like clipped my boots.
Oh yeah,
is that loud?
Yeah, he goes, it sounded like a rubber band snapping, like one of those big thick yellow ones that you use for Shanghais. It sounded like one of those bands snapping. I was like, fuck, and that hurt, and I had pain in my gut. I was like, fuck, something's wrong. I felt like I got nutted. I was like, shit, and I played the ball and I got up and I tried to run and it felt like my leg wouldn't swing. Like it just felt dead. I was like, oh, something's not right. And I went over to the physio. I said, oh, Bastard, I think I've done something to my groin. Like it's sore as fuck. And went and he goes, I go have a shower and jump on the massage bed and have a look. By the time I got into the shower, I had like a bruise down my leg and into my gooch and onto my arse cheek, like from where it ripped off. So I went and got a scan and I ripped it off the bone, took like 4 millimeters of bone with it. And it sits 11 centimeters lower than my right, so it's it's pretty bad. It was bad at the time, and then the right one, the following year, the right one started to get sore because it was so tight, compensating.
Yep.
So I had to get surgery, and I thought, fuck, like as much as I wanted to play Origin, I couldn't play, I couldn't do anything. I was in pain, and I was like, fuck, I'll just get that done first.
Yeah. Lucky you got to.
Lucky
next year.
Yeah, lucky.
And up here, that was the game up here.
It was the first time Towns got to host one, and I'm very fortunate enough that I got to play at home as well, and we got dusted. Like,
that was a fucked game. That was a fucked up game.
And then going down to Suncorp, we played down there, and all week I'd been training on the left, and then Greeny goes, oh, we're going to put you on the right, and I was like, yes, I love playing right. That's my side. I love playing right side. But training outside of Kurt Capewell, and then moving to Dane Gagai, it was like chalk and cheese. Like Gag's defense so different to the way Kurt did, and I didn't adapt as well as I would have liked to, and I played it right, but still not the best. I bombed fucking one try. I was filthy about that. Cherry Evans grabbed one through, and I went to catch it, and Brian Tyler's hit my arm, and I've dropped it when I meant to put it down. So
did you get any tries at all?
Nah.
That'd be the only arena you haven't fucking scored in.
I was filthy too. I was like, fuck, I had an opportunity. So.
What's the right side? Just because that's what you practice putting down it. Because you must practice that shit or what?
I don't really practice. I think it's just the way. Like I've played right side my whole life.
Yeah.
Like I just
defensively, just read.
I like to tackle on my left shoulder. Yeah. I like to palm with my left hand. I don't know. I like to jump off my left foot. So I was like, that's just
it's embedded into your brain.
That
reminds me of a question I'm curious of. The hardest person you've had to defend, like hardest wing you've defended in your time, you reckon?
Well, say top 5
or whatever.
Top 5, like hardest to defend against.
In any order, probably Manu Vartave, Semi Radradra.
Oh yeah,
big bastard. True.
Sivo's pretty hard.
Yeah.
Jordan Rapana.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Him and probably Daniel Tupou, just because he's so tall.
Yeah.
He is tall, and he jumps.
Yeah, that's just any order. Like they're the 5 like hardest ones to play against.
What about top 5 like hardest to attack against, like best defensive wingers maybe?
Probably Corey Oates. Yeah. I've scored a few tries against him, but like he was just good competitor to come up against. Like we knew each other's game really well, and just we knew his strengths, knew each other's weaknesses, and just it was good to come up against. I don't really know. I scored a few tries over a lot of wins.
Yeah, it's hard enough.
I don't know. It's pretty hard. But yeah, I don't know. There's a couple out there like To'o was pretty good. He's a pretty good winger when he's on your side. Stephen Crichton when he played the wing, he was also pretty good. But yeah, I don't know. Like it's not something I really thought about.
More focus about them cunts who fucking gonna be running over you. Hey, Siva, Radradra was he was ridiculous.
He was
lucky he fucked off the rugby.
He was a front rower on the wing, and he could run like Usain Bolt too.
You practice obviously catch because some of those finishes of you catching them in the air, man, phenomenal.
Yeah, we obviously catch all the time. I practice catching high balls and obviously off your chest. And we'd always have bets with each other. Like, first one to drop a ball buys coffees, or it's $50.
Yeah, nice.
So you always put something on the line to make it more interesting and make you want to be better.
Some of those finishes, man. I've always said to Brendan, your neighbour, I've always said, man, wait till his career highlights. Some of those tries you've got.
But talk us through your favourite try, Kevin.
My favourite try is when you played Penrith at Dairy Farmers.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was, I think, Morgo kicked it. It was the 78th minute. You caught it. And then tried, and then Ethan Lowe had to kick it to win it, and Ethan Lowe kicked it.
Yeah, won the game. That's right.
That one, I like the old reach around one, but old octopus arms.
Yeah, against Broncos. That's the one. That was only like 2 years ago. Or something. That's the one.
Is that your favourite?
Yeah, fucking 3 or 4 cunts on you, and then you're like somehow just like, go gadget.
I don't actually know how. I remember when I stepped inside, and I think it was Jermaine Osaka. I bumped him, and then Jake Turpin or someone come, and then Billy Walters or someone else come over and had me, and I was like, fuck. I had my arm free too. I don't know how I got my arm free, and I remember I just thinking the try line's right there. I know if I can get.
Could you see, or you just knew it was there?
I just knew it was there. I knew I was close, and I thought I was close to the sideline too. I was like, I know if I can get the ball over and get it down, I know I'd be close to the line. Yeah. And I remember just reaching and feeling the ball, and all I had was like, yeah, fuck yeah, just
the octopus arms.
So it was pretty cool. But yeah, it was pretty mad. That one.
Fuck yeah. We got some other sort of one-off questions here, and then we'll get into the guest questions and might wrap it up. But what about who's the loosest or like funniest teammate you've had?
On or off the piss?
Both.
Yeah.
On the piss is Hesse.
True.
He's funny as man. He's got an alter ego called Chris. So whenever he gets on the piss, he just it's either like, is Chris coming out or is Colin? He goes, Chris is out. So and he's actually.
How many beers does it take for Chris to make an appearance?
Fucking 1 or 2. Because he doesn't drink beer. He drinks he loves vodkas, and he's like fuck that. So everyone's on the beers, and he's already Smurf double blacks into him, and just ahead of the game. Yeah, he's like, fuck, I'll just write myself off straight away. But he was funny. He's funny as on the piss. He's so good. And then off the piss, Tommy Opacek was funny. He's just very witty. Had some smart, and even Scotty Drinkwater. He's the exact same. Like on and off the piss, he's funny as fuck.
Just quick.
Quick-witted. I remember this one time we were at the Avtav, and not the Avtav. We were down at in I think it was Tiny Mountain when it was open, and we're in there and we were drinking, and Scotty Drinkwater just walked out with the schooner, and he's finished the drink, and Jordan McLean's going, mate, fucking take it back, like just take it back. He goes, yeah, righty, I'll take it back, and he just goes, and it smashed, and McLean blew up, and he goes, what are you going to do? It's done. Get over it. It's happened. Who cares? Let's go. And just kept walking. I was like,
the old offload.
Should have called it.
Oh, fuck.
It was funny. He's just like, what? Who cares? It's happened. Like, move on. I was like, all right, then. I'm done. It's right.
Don't dwell on the past, man.
You're dwelling on the past.
Yeah, no point fucking complaining now. It's happened.
What about a bit of stuff, life outside footy? You love your golf. You love your smoking meats. How'd you get into the meat? How'd you get into that? Because you're fucking pretty big into that.
Yeah, I just love eating meat. I love eating steaks and that. And I remember I went to this butcher, Sunvale Meats here, and I used to go there all the time, and I was buying fucking heaps. Buying heaps of meat and all that. And sorry, actually before that, I got a smoker. I had my elbow surgery, and I was at a wedding, and one of these fellas was like, oh, I just bought this smoker called a Traeger. I was like, what the fuck's a Traeger? And he goes, oh, it's this. He showed me photos and videos, like, oh, that looks all right. I could get into that. And then, went down, had surgery, and come back and down, and goes, oh, my wife goes, since you're done with, you want to get a Traeger? I was like, yeah, right then, sweet. Went to Barbecue Galore and got a Traeger, and then I was at this butcher shop. We used to go there all the time and buying briskets and ribs and spending fucking $400, $500 a trip, nearly like just buying all this meat. And this lad messaged me from their Instagram page. He goes, oh, I see you come into the butcher all the time. Where instead of paying, would you like, if you keep giving us shout outs, we'll look after you. I was like, oh, yeah, right then. So it's basically like a
little working deal.
Yeah,
like
Sunnyvale, the one near the lakes there.
Yeah. So I helped them out, and we've become really close, like friends. So we have dinner with them all the time. Macy loves them, loves their family. So it's really cool. I've created a really good relationship, and I don't know why, but I've just really enjoyed cooking meat, and I love eating it. And then it's a good thing to have people over. Like it's good to like you're cooking all the time, you're entertaining, and you're having a few beers, you have your mates over, have family over, and it's like this is so cool. Like, everyone's together, having a good time, and like you.
That's what life's about.
Yeah, it's just enjoying.
What's your
it,
go-to, bro? What's your favourite little? What have you nailed?
I love my beef ribs.
Beef ribs, yeah.
Big beef ribs. I'm a big fan of those. Pork ribs, brisket. I'm a fan of everything.
Same, bro.
All of the above.
I'm a sucker for
D,
wings.
all of the above.
Yeah,
If you're in multiple choice, if it's ever D, all of the above, that's the correct
That's the
answer.
one. And then golf. Like I remember playing golf when I was like 8 or 9 with Dad out at Rose Bay. We'd play the par 3 course. We'd walk it every Sunday, and then ever since then I just got a bug for it. And end up becoming pretty good at it. So.
Who's the best Cowboys golfer?
This fella.
In the middle of
He's all true. Okay,
the best try scorer me.
We played that comp at that 2-ball Ambrose. We were like leading at Rose Bay, leading with 4 or 5 holes to go, and then just absolutely choked it.
Spewing.
I think we got like 4 bogeys in the last 5 holes.
It's terrible. Blew it. Yeah. Old Greg.
So what do you got? Because heaps of the lads play golf now. But you still got the bragging rights.
Yeah, easy. Hesse's pretty close. So he's on. I think he's down to like 6 or 7.
He's had plenty of time to play this year.
He's bloody good too. Like just big, hits a good ball, consistent. And obviously got Chad, Val, and Drinky that have that players thing. So they're pretty cool too. They love playing golf, and they're all right. They're not like Chad's all right. He's off single digits. Val's off single digits, and Drinky's like maybe 12 or 13. Yeah. So there's a group in the club there. When I was there was about like 10 of us, 11 of us. They used to always have we got a group chat, and we'd go out and play. Like if anyone wanted to play, you just put in the group chat, and before you know it, you got like 8 people playing, 2 groups of 4. And we'd always put like money or brekkie on the line, and make it interesting. Like because it's Stableford, all the points come into contention. Doesn't matter what handicap you're off, it obviously brings everyone back.
That's such a good thing about Stableford.
And it was so good, and like we always play that, and and at one stage I think the winner took home like $350. I was like, far out. Fucking good.
Cool.
Do you take that or what?
I've won it once. But we play this thing, if you shoot your 36 points but the winner has to shoot 36 and above. If they don't shoot 36.
Yeah, you can't have some cunt winning with 31, 32 points or something.
So if you shot 36 and you won, you had to get 50. Everyone paid you 50, but if you shot 36 and under, it was only 20.
Yeah.
But if you shot 36 and above, but you didn't win, you only paid 12. You didn't pay at all.
Oh, yeah.
So because it's like a good thing, like you made you want to play good, so you didn't have to pay, even though. So there's one stage, I think I won. I shot like fucking 40 points, and everyone else shot like 36, 37. So I got like $20. Everyone had a good day. I was like, and I played really well. I was like, this is bullshit.
And you also got a end of bikes. You also got a Harley.
Yeah, got a Harley. Yeah, had a few over the years, but this one's.
What's your favourite? Is your nice? Your favourite?
This one at the moment is my favourite. I had a breakout, had a street bob, a fat bob, and that. But I brought a fat boy, a 2009 fat boy, and stripped it right back to nothing, just to bare bones. All we kept was the frame, the crank, and the fuel tank, and the rear fender.
Oh, true. So that's all.
Everything's all custom. Yeah, there's over 190 custom on it. So
fucking hell,
it's pretty crazy. I got the printout of it, and it's like 4 A4 pages long. And it's fucking. Oh. It's crazy. The wife hates me for it, but I told her. I said I don't care. Like it's a
one of a kind.
It's a retirement gift. It was maybe a retirement gift. And then when I found out I was going overseas, I said, "No, I'll bring it out of the shop, boys. I'll have it." So
you're never going to sell it.
No, not a chance. It's only got like 29,000 on it. So, but the engine's been rebuilt, so it's got a stage 5 Screaming Eagle, and it's 110 horsepower, whatever.
Hand it down to the young fella one day.
Yeah, nah.
Fuck him.
Chuck it in my grave. Bury me.
Once it seizes up, I'll just fucking rebuild the engine again, fuck it, and then sell it. Give it money back.
So next step of the career, moving over to bloody harsh old cold England. What are you most looking forward to there?
You played over there, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, played.
So you got a feel of it?
Yeah, played over there when I was younger and that. But most I'm looking forward to is probably, I guess, the travel side of things.
Yeah,
and
having so close.
Yeah, having the opportunity to go to a different country every couple of weeks. Just, whenever I get a couple of days off, just get on a train and half an hour to an hour, you're in France, you're in Spain. Like it's only like a stone throw away, which is cool. And and I think just being with family is one of the things that I'm looking forward to. Like it's just going to be me and my family. Like that's it. It's not going to be extended family, no nothing. Like we're obviously going to have our tiffs and whatnot, but we're going to be able to bond a lot better and enjoy each other's company. And Yeah, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
That's a good way to
and
look at it,
trying some fucking original Guinness. Have all this shit Guinness over here. And
go to Dublin. I reckon it's unreal over there.
Nah,
Right?
I still couldn't stomach it. First pub I went
but you reckon
to.
you go to Dublin, like the actual island, and try it?
Yeah.
And
The
it's
first pub I
also
went to
done.
in Dublin in, what's the main street there? Fucking, I forget the name of it. It's where all the big bars are, and I got a Guinness and fucking
Still not a fan?
still struggled to stomach it.
It's real.
But you got to try it.
Yeah, you got to try. It's really thick, and
Yeah.
I want to give it a whirl. So
Yeah.
Yeah, good
might
on
as
you.
well. Because
Yeah,
Deanna's, my wife's Irish, so St Paddy's Day we'll go over and
Yeah,
get a bit of
enjoy,
knock a few Guinnesses
get
amongst
amongst
it,
it.
chew through
Yeah.
a few Guinnesses.
I actually had a funny thing. There's another little listener question thing I had. When you played the World Club Challenge there over in Leeds, do you remember a fucking couple of crazy Townsville lads kept yelling out to you? You probably don't. They reckon they were sitting where every time you'd walk back to your spot after you scored tries, there was it's one of my mates, Otto, and he reckons
really?
they fucking Townsville lads, they were over there, went and watched, and they were just fucking
hell.
yelling. Then you finally gave them a wave at the end of the game. They said all the Leeds fans like went crazy. We're real happy for them that you acknowledged them.
No, I don't know. I remember hearing some people yell out, but they were friends that I knew that were over there, and I caught up with them when I was over there for the Chinese New Year. Went out in London, had caught up with them and then I remember seeing them after the game, and then like you walked around the field and like all the fans over there, they froth footy. They
They're
love
wild.
footy.
Just better
They love it.
atmosphere,
Like, they do have rival. They never just
Yeah.
cheer for anyone else but their own team. But once the
Yeah.
game's done, they're into it. They love it.
That'll be cool to experience while you're over there, man. Yep.
And I remember getting photos with like friends over there. I was like, that's so cool. I give them my jersey. I was like, have the jersey. Fuck.
Now, sort of feeling that that rivalry they have over there, and sort of that fucking not quite hooliganism because it's not as big in league as the soccer,
They
but
still get
there's
amongst it a lot
still
more
a
than
bit
they
of
do
that.
here.
We had Andy Platt,
Yeah.
fucking St Helen's legend
yeah.
on the pod, and he was talking about some of the rivalries over there, and that'll be fucking another experience too, eh?
Yeah, keen about that. And then obviously just like how they sing during the
Yeah,
games. Like,
yeah,
that's pretty
that
cool.
stuff's unreal, eh?
Keen to
pumped
hear
up.
that sort of shit. So hopefully they make a mad song about me.
Yeah. Wonder what it'll be. Surely they come
will
up
be
with
something
something.
rhyming
And
with
like
Feldt.
we've
Something
said,
rhyming with Feldt.
Something witty.
like we've said, you're still playing good footy. So fuck, I think it's going to be good going over there. Fucking
Yeah.
Give them
have a
something
good
to cheer
couple
about.
of years.
Yeah.
All the Aussies that go over there reckon it's smart, eh?
Yeah. There's a couple like Moses and Byes in that team, Curtis Sirinen.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so you know he
Conrad Hurrell, there's a few there that I know and played against, so I'm pretty keen to go. Tristan Saylor's going from the Broncos as well,
true.
so
Is he?
Yeah, I heard
pretty
that.
cool.
Is he going on the same team?
Yeah.
Oh, true.
It's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Dan Russell, remember Dan Russell
Yeah,
played?
yeah.
So he just signed to Warrington, which is like 30 minutes down the road from where we are, so it's pretty cool.
Oh, that's good. At least you'll know a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the best over there, man. I reckon you run them up.
Yeah, I'm going to have fun with that. It'll be good. Just looking forward to some cold weather.
White Christmas, I reckon that'll be sick,
Yeah,
eh? I've never experienced that. All right, we'll get into these guest questions, eh? Favorite ever athlete?
Ever athlete. Bit of left field, but probably Ricky Carmichael. He's a motocross rider.
I was going to say, I've heard that name.
He's a
Phenomenal.
motocross rider, yeah.
right.
Just
Consistent.
yeah, and like in his own right, he's a champion of his sport and that. Like, and looking at all the accolades and that sort of stuff, like he done in the era that he grew up. Like he grew up racing like Jerry McGrath, Chad Reed, James Stewart, all the real big names that people know. But Carmichael was just a freak of nature. He was unreal. Like there was a young fella, another redheaded fucking fella, Ryan Villapoto.
Bro,
he was a
phenomenal.
freak too. And
I love Filippo.
like, I remember watching Carmichael when he was young, and then when Villapoto come and seen, I was like, "Fuck, that reminds me of him."
It's like a younger,
just
like chip off the block.
Yeah, exactly same riding style and everything. And I was like, but that sport, that motocross, supercross, is like
One of the most elite
it's
things.
ridiculous. Like, they got to be so fit, so mentally on all the time.
20 like non-stop.
20 minutes non-stop, and they're flogging their bodies like all year round, and they come off and hit the deck. They're hitting like basic concrete, like compacted dirt. They're doing like probably 60 mile an hour on a dirt bike, doing jumps and shit, like in an
It's
arena the
insane,
size of a fucking footy field. It's like
I
crazy.
went to a few of those events over there, and that Villapoto, you could hear when you were like there watching it physically. You just knew when he was coming.
Yeah,
he was just flat binging.
So he's probably one of my favorite athletes that I never looked up to, but I just
took inspiration.
I liked like what he'd done. Like looking back at him, I'm like, far out. He was a proper professional.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like
Was he American lad?
Yeah, he's American lad.
But we got Aussies over there covering Jet Lawrence right
Jet
now.
Lawrence
On the weekend. Moto X Nations.
They won that.
Australia just won it on the weekend.
Brother,
Just gone.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Which is pretty good. It's one of those things where Australia needs to get it behind it.
Yeah, no one knows about it. No one knows.
Jet Lawrence absolutely dominated like the motocross, man.
Yeah,
he was riding 250s. He came on. I don't want to hijack the podcast, but he was riding 250s. Came in for 450s for the first time ever. Tried. I'll step it up to the 450s. Clean run.
Yeah, won everything. Won all the motocross. Won all the motocrosses by like fucking 20, 30 seconds, and then jumped into the supercross, and I think he won the championship for that too. It's pretty crazy.
Ran him up. Young Aussie fella, but yeah.
What about next question?
That's a good question. I don't have them up, so you keep them
the
going.
food one.
Oh, okay. If you could eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Smoked meat.
Oh, ribs, eh?
Nah. If I have to cook it, it'd be like beef ribs. But if I don't have to cook it, fucking chicken palmy.
Chicken palmy.
Chicken palmy.
Oh, you'll miss that. There's none of them in England.
Where's the best palmy around, you reckon? Locally, you got one up your sleeve?
I've tried a few.
I don't know.
Everywhere I go, every pub I'm like, chicken palmy.
So it is palmy too. People saying Palmer.
It's
that's fucking. You go to Melbourne and they can't say Palmer.
Yeah, that's a good choice. Fuck yeah.
Best one I've had, probably, I don't know, there's heaps. I've had a fucking good, like, Seaview does a good one.
Yep.
Avtab do a good one.
Good old Sentence, fucking
Senten
always
does
good.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
The Aussie does a good one.
Yeah.
There's a few good ones there.
Yep.
So
I'll fucking smash some palmies before you go overseas.
Yeah.
You might have to make some homemade.
I'm going out for lunch today. I might have a palmy.
Yeah, I'm going to Cowboys.
Planted the seed early, eh?
Cowboys has a good palmy too.
Do they? I might get it. I'm going there soon for my brother's birthday. All right. What's the most awkward or shittest situation you've been in?
Ooh, been a few. Probably the most awkward one. It was we're at Avtab again. We're at Avtab having dinner, and this lady.
Shout out Avtab.
Yeah, the lady come out like we were sitting there. I was with my wife, the kids, and my in-laws and that. And I was just sitting there having dinner, and there's this Sheila behind us. Like I could feel her looking at me, and I'm like, fuck. I said down. I said, is someone looking at me? She's the lady behind us. She's by herself. I was like, oh, here we go. And she's come over and she's like literally pulled up a stump at the table. I was like, what the fuck you doing? Like, she's like, hey, you going, Kyle? I was like, yeah, good, thanks, darling. And she's talking. She's I got a court date on this date. I was like, oh, do you? What happened? Oh, I punched this lady in the face because she was just talking to me, like, and I didn't want her to talk to me. I looked at my wife. I was like, that's how I fucking feel right now. That's how I feel right now. And she kept carrying on.
You don't say.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck. And she kept going and asking, like, she goes, oh, what's your wife's name? I said, she's sitting right there asking herself, like, don't be rude. And, I wasn't being rude, Mr. Feldt. I was just asked, I said, well, she's a person. Talk to her as well. Like, she's sitting with us. And then she's, oh, your son's cute. What's his name? I said, his name's Marlo. And, oh, he's so cute. I said, don't touch him. Like, please don't touch my kid.
I fucking hate when people do that.
And then I said to her, it's all right, no worries. And I said, she couldn't get the gist that I was trying to end the conversation.
Trying to cut it off.
And then, I got to the point, it was probably like 10, 15 minutes into it. And I just got to the point and said, oh, look, excuse me, can you just leave us alone? I'm trying to have dinner with my family. Yeah. And my in-laws come back from ordering drinks. And at dinner, it was just about to rock up. Garlic bread come out. And I just said, oh, can you just leave us alone, please? We're going to have some dinner now and see if my family want to be left alone. She's, rightio, no need to be rude. I said, I'm not being rude. I'm just asking you to leave me alone. I'm here to have dinner.
See,
and that was awkward in the most weirdest situation.
It'd be hard to put off those situations.
See, that'd be fucked because then that's when cunts go and say, oh, I fucking met Kyle Feldt and he's an arsehole.
Yeah,
it's like, but then and then word gets around, but then they don't realise.
I'm like, it happens all the time. Like, people come up and say, can I get a photo? I'm like, yeah, man. Like,
of course.
All good. And then if I'm at dinner, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm having dinner, but can I come and see you after I finish eating? Yeah. And they're like, yeah, that's fine. And I said, where are you sitting? I'll go over and see them after. And then I'll have a yarn to them.
Yep.
Like, I don't care if they're eating. Fuck, they want to come with me. I'll talk to them while they're eating. But if I'm eating, like, and they come up to me, and if I ask them not to, like, I'll come and see you. Like, I will come and see you. Yeah.
Like,
whereas when you're eating, it's a safe space too. You're kind of just trying to,
I don't really go out much in restaurants, but when I do, I like to just fucking kick back.
Yeah.
Have a few beers and
that's
relax.
fair. What's something you're not good at?
Oh, jeez. I don't know. What I'm not good at. Jeez. I'm pretty good at everything.
This question actually gets a few people.
Because I don't try things I'm not good at.
Yeah. I don't stick with them. I'm only going to do stuff I know I can fucking do.
Probably, I don't even know. Far out.
Singing.
Yeah, I'm shit at singing, actually. I know the words, but I can't sing. But yeah, like that and charades. I'm terrible at charades. Oh, far out. Pictionary. I'm terrible at Pictionary. but yeah,
family games nights don't go too well, eh?
Well, if them games, other games I'm good at, but like never play picturing because I'm shit at it. I'll draw stick figures.
Yeah, same, bud. Same.
Yeah. What's something you're good at that people might be surprised by, or any like secret hidden talent?
Well, I like standard juggling. I can juggle, but I don't know. Like, I got a good memory, pretty good memory. Like people always like, I'll meet someone, like, I don't know, once, and I'll see him out in the shop like maybe 6 months, 12 months later. I'm like, hey mate, how you going? How you been? And I'll remember like
what the names?
Yeah.
You remember the names?
Names, like just their face. Remember their face and their names, and I'll remember what they were doing at the time. Like, well, that's not my talent, but it's like something I remember. Like,
and that's a hard fucking thing.
And the worst thing is when I'm drinking, someone will talk to me and I'll have a yarn with them. I'm like, fuck, I'll wake up in the morning, fuck, I just met old mate and I remember his name and I was like, fuck. Oh, and I'll be out one day and he goes, hey, Feldt, I was like, hey, Russ, how are you? I remember you. Unreal. And I'm bad for if someone asks me to do something on the piss, I always say yes.
Yeah.
I'm terrible.
Old yes man, eh?
Old rubber arm, eh?
Oh, terrible. I'm like Jim Carrey when he says yes all the time. It bites me in the ass all the time. Like, oh, fuck, I said yes. I should have said no.
Kevy, this your
what's your favourite album of all time, or just current artist that you're flogging? What music's Felty flogging?
I love, actually, new one just come out today, actually, Jelly Rolls. Jelly Rolls' new album.
Dropped a whole album today. True, nice.
That's good, but probably a favourite album of all time would have to be maybe, I think it was Limp Bizkit's back in the day.
Chocolate Stuff. That's a good call.
That one back in the day, I remember I used to listen to that all the time, flat.
That is a good
call. That was probably my all-time favourite, and then, at the moment I'm smashing out Jelly Rolls' new album. I think it's called Beautifully Broken.
Fuck yeah, I'll give
it's a gun. I rate him. Like I'm really into my country music. He's like the new generation of country.
Yeah, so I really like him too, man.
Obviously, like everyone's on the Morgan Wallen train, but I'm on the Jelly Roll train.
Have you sussed Co Wetzel?
No, I haven't.
Give him a stuff. I reckon if you like Jelly Roll, you like Co Wetzel. He's fucking awesome.
Co Wetzel, I'll give him a look.
Well,
Right, favorite quote or motto you try to live by?
Ooh, far out. Probably. There's heaps out there, but probably ones like. Yesterday's the past. Yesterday's the past. Tomorrow's the future. Today's the gift.
Yeah.
Like, that's something that I always think about. Like you can't change the past. You can't predict the future. Just live in it now. So that's something that I had it on my locker for a while at training with a photo of Macy and Deanna, and
awesome.
Didn't have Marlo because we hadn't had him yet, and and it was always like underneath the photos. Yeah, it was that awesome. Little motto.
That's cool.
Just to try and I guess reflect on life but. Look at the past. You can't look at the future, and just really narrow down the focus of the now.
Present. That's all we ever have, really.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's something that I don't live by, but I just like if time's getting tough and that sort of shit. Like you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. Like you always live in the now and enjoy the moment. So
people always get caught up on the past or the future. The only thing that's consistent in life is right now.
Exactly right. Like and one thing is the sun's always going to rise. So you have a bad day. Who cares? Tomorrow's a new day. So.
That's awesome.
I love that.
Yep.
We might leave it there, and I really appreciate you coming in,
Cheers
man.
for coming, bud.
All the best with the next couple seasons over there.
Probably the first time I actually tune into the Super League.
Go and fucking. They're on it sort of fucked up times, I think. The games, but
like
we'll catch a few replays.
9 hours
Is
difference.
Yeah. So what it'd be? Oh yeah,
they're like 9 hours behind.
Yeah. Okay.
So it'd be like fucking
weird games. Yeah,
so it gets run at like 3 a.m. or something.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll catch some replays.
Catch the highlights is all.
Enjoy your time over there, man. I'm sure you'll get plenty of little weekend trips away with the family, and soak it all up, brother, and have fun.
Thank you. Thanks. Appreciate it, guys.
Awesome.
Cheers for coming, bros.
See you next time, listeners.
Yo.